Hey, welcome to Country Carnivore. My name is Gwen. Today we are making veal saltimbocca, only I can't find veal, so we're actually making a different species. Nope, same species. We're making bottom round thin saltimbocca. So you could do this with veal, which would be my preference, beef, chicken. Basically, I don't care what species you're eating. If it's very, 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 very thin sliced, you can make this recipe. So what we're doing is I'm making this with a side, which is not a side, it's actually a sauce that I'm making out of bone broth, heavy whipping cream, and some mustard and thyme. So I want to go ahead and get that going first. So I'll just stop holding this meat. Oh, and then while that's cooking and thickening on the stove, which takes about 10 or 15 minutes, I'll go ahead and prep the meat. Very simple ingredients. I've got a cup of heavy whipping cream. So I'm just going to pop this in here. Close enough. All right. And then I've got my homemade bone broth. If you guys don't make your own bone broth, if you have bones in your life, it's very easy to make. I would highly recommend it. Also, I canned this one and I can't get it open. So hold on. There we go. So here's my bone broth. Sometimes I do want to use the top for cooking. So I actually, can you see that? I'm going to set that aside because I actually do want to use it for this dish. I'll be cooking in my cast iron pan. See, I really do use this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it in there, but I'm not going to warm it up yet. But I need to put it somewhere. So here we go. Look how pretty that is. There we go. All right, now we're down to the bone broth. And again, I just want a cup of this. I'm just breaking it up a little bit because, as you guys know, this stuff is really gelatinous when it's not cooked yet. Oh my goodness. Yes, very gelatinous. All right. So I'm putting this in my pan. All right, the next thing I want to do is I just want to add, I have a sprig of thyme from the front of my house. There it is. I'm just going to throw that in there. It'll be nice because the oils from the thyme will sort of get into the mixture and make a nice flavor, and then I can just pull the whole thing out. And then this is for my husband. He's not as carnivore as I am, and he really likes mustard. So I'm going to use a tablespoon of this fancy schmancy mustard. What is this? Inglehotter? I don't know. Anyway, it's like nice. It's got like the full kernels of mustard. So I'm just going to take a tablespoon of that. You know what? I'm going to use a half a tablespoon of that and put that in with the sauce. So I'm going to stir these ingredients together. And then I'm going to put this on the stove on low for at least 10 minutes. And what will happen is the water will start to evaporate and the sauce will start to thicken. It's thick right now, but that's because the bone broth is still gelatinous. Once it warms up, that'll thin out. It'll be more like a sloshy liquid. And then as it cooks down, it will firm up again. The sauce is on the stove, so the next part will be preparing the meat. So what I want to do is I have a package of prosciutto. I have my slice any species or age of species meat that is very thin. And then I have from my front yard sage, which you can also buy at the grocery store. So I like the sage. You don't have to use it, but you know, it has a nice woody, earthy flavor to it. I just cut it. It smells so strong right now. Holy cow. And then the other thing I'm going to need is toothpicks. So let's get everything opened up and I'll show you how to prep it. I'm ready to prep. I think the hardest part of making this meal is not eating the prosciutto as I go along. I love this stuff. Anyway, don't do that. Unless there's any left over, then you should certainly eat it. You should eat everything that's left over. I don't think I'm gonna have any left over. I'm not even sure I'm gonna have enough. I'm gonna get out my toothpicks first because I don't want to be handling toothpicks with gross meaty hands just straight out of the box and contaminating them. We don't want to cross contaminate. So what I'm going to do is take a slice of, in this case, beef. See how this is really thin. So everything's basically cooked, right? Like the prosciutto is cured. Who cares about the sage leaf? This is the only thing we're cooking. So this goes very fast. The prep actually takes a lot longer. That's why I wanted to get the sauce going first while we do this part. I don't even have my cast iron on yet. And by on, I mean heating. All right, so the prosciutto usually comes with this nifty little separator. You should take that off. All right. And you're just going to put the prosciutto on top of your animal of choice. And then you'll take a sage leaf, put it on top in the middle, and then you're going to secure everything with the toothpick. All right. There we go. Did we all see that? How does that look? Ta-da! Okay. So do that multiple times until you've done it to all your pieces of meat.